Good evening, and I wanted to take a few minutes to welcome you to BA 540, Organizational Ethics. My name is Dr. Noel Ridsdale, and I will be guiding you through this course in organizational ethics. And I hold a doctorate in business administration from North Central University in international business. I have an MBA in hospitality and tourism from management from Strayer University. And my undergrad is also in business and management and HR, but I spent most of that in the hospitality industry. For the couple of you that I noticed in the class that you know who I am, because I had you in an undergrad, you kind of know the story, but it's, I spent almost 20 years in hospitality and then moved into education in the culinary sector for about 15 years before coming to Limestone 2 years ago. So I was a professional chef, mostly in sports and entertainment, spent 10 years working for what is now TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and another 6 years in pro golf with the PGA Tour earlier on in my career at a club in Hartford and the one in Sawgrass in Jacksonville, Florida. So in between there, I owned my own restaurant for a little bit and had a stint with College Food Service and managed food. So I've worked for management companies predominantly my entire career. So we'll have some fun in the and I definitely have some options and some great stories that I'll share with you guys as the weeks go on in reference to ethics and how they play out in the workplace. Let's go ahead now and take a look at, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. And there we go. I'm going to share my screen there, and we're going to go take a look at the course. I'm going to kind of walk you through how the course is. Kind of as I hinted for a minute or so ago here, I was talking about how the course is laid out, and the course is very heavily into discussions. Okay, so for the first 5 weeks, basically, we are going to the first 4 weeks. The first 4 weeks, it's heavily discussion. So you're going to actually be discussing different aspects, and you're going to have multiple discussions each week. Okay. We do have a test in here, and that's in week 4, as you can see here. So the course is kind of split into 2 sections if you want to think of it this way. It's discussions, the book, and the actual test part of this to begin with, and that starts out in the first 4 weeks. After that, we're going to be into looking at the 2 cases that we're going to be doing in reference to ethics. Both of these are pretty interesting cases. Couple of things, there's no right or wrong answer, but you're going to have to really think about what you would do if you were in that situation. The Blood Bananas case is an individual case. That one is going to be done individually, so you'll have no problem there. It's just, there is a case I'll be posting. I'm not sure if Dr. Sharp put it in the shell or not. If not, I will go ahead and post a link out to the basically welcome course that walks you through how to do a case study. Okay, and then we'll kind of go from there. The couple of classroom before I move into how the 2 cases work specifically. Remember, as far as what I'm looking at it, your due dates here are all due on your discussions are all due on the Thursday night. That is the initial discussion. Remember, this is a master's level class, so what you did in the undergrad is probably not going to be enough to get you through this. A good discussion post is going to have one good, probably almost a page in content, somewhere between 2 to 3 paragraphs to answer each one of these. We'll click on one to go ahead and take a look at it. So reflect on an ethical decision you made. What approaches did you use? Evaluate the effectiveness of the approaches, and what did you learn from that? So That's not going to be done in one short 3 or 4 sentence paragraph. Okay, you're going to need to make that into roughly 1 page. Now, since this is a reflection one, you're not going to need any references for this one. However, you're going to find out that as I click back here and we go to one of these other ones here, let's go down to, I think it's this one. Okay. This is one of those where, you know, you might have a reference here, okay, talking about virtues in the workplace, because you may not have a lot of experience in virtues and what those would actually believe. So you're going to have to might have to do a little bit of research in this one. So you're going to have to kind of take a look at this one, and you might have a reference or two, which needs to be in the APA formatted style. Unlike the undergrad, okay, the graduate work is going to require you to actually post those references in the discussions. We don't usually quite push that as much on the undergrad, but in the graduate, I will be looking for those APA style references in your posts if it requires it. If I'm asking you to reflect, that's a whole different story. So now let's take a look at, we'll go back and take a look at our, as we go down through here, we're going to take a look at, we've got some articles that we have some links out to, and I'll go over it. You'll see me post each week a little bit, talking a little bit about each of the articles, just in a very brief sense, and talking about the discussion. So you'll see a second post come up in a little bit on here. So as we go through here, this is again is mine. Okay, now the blood bananas case, like I said, is going to be individual. The Sears auto case is going to be actually in a group. Okay, and those groups are actually assigned now in this area called people. Okay, so in people here, you're going to see, this is where you have everybody who's in the class. Okay, and there are quite a few of us. And then we're going to go to the Sears team tab. And here you're going to see I've already randomly selected the teams for you. So each team, the only team that will actually show up probably in yours is going to be, and I'm not sure on the student view side, but I'm pretty sure you're only going to see the group that you're in. So you've already assigned, I've already randomly assigned these groups here. Actually, the computer did it for me. So they're randomly computer generated. So and what I will say is that you're going to have to learn to work with everybody. That's part of being in management and leadership, that you're going to have to work with people you may not like. So let's go ahead and take a look here at this. I'm going to click on the snowman over here, and you'll see you have 3 options. You will probably not have 3 options. You will probably only have the visit group homepage. So if you visit the group homepage, you can actually add an announcement, and this works like a discussion board back and forth. So you guys can work on your case, upload documents, do all those types of things within the group case when we get down towards the end of the term. Okay, so you'll be able to communicate back and forth within the shell. I encourage you guys to do that. It's not mandatory, but it is a good tool for you to do that. That way you can upload files, change things, do those types of things without having to send them back and forth through email. So this is a really good, you see you've got announcements over here, you got kind of your own you can create your own pages, create your own discussion threads. This is where I usually tell people to spend most of their time, but you can also share files here. So you can work in one document as you're assembling that case together. And you can actually take these and upload the document, and you can then merge it and keep uploading it and work on it and those types of things. This is not where you actually put the case in the end. Obviously, that goes back in the original Dropbox, but this gives you an option to share files. Okay, the discussion aspect of this is great for you guys to just kind of go back and forth. Okay, so that way you can have a discussion on how you want to tackle this case and get some dialogue back and forth as to how things are. So I encourage you guys to use that throughout the course as you're working on on the Sears case. Okay, so again, I'll just go through those real quickly. To get out of here, we go back out here. Well, we go back to home, which should take us back, and then we're going to come, that takes us back to the home page. We're actually going to come back out and just click on this. and this will take us right back out into the main section. Okay, so I would say that's under people, Sears teams, and then you'll probably have, let's see, you probably will only have the one team in yours, which is whichever team you're in. But then you can go over here, and you can go ahead and oh, wrong, too far up. View group homepage, and then in here you've got all these things that you can do. You can even use the big blue button if you want to. That works like Zoom. That you can actually go back and forth if you want to hold a live session between you. So think about that. I encourage you guys to use it. I've had some great success, and especially in this class where we're discussing this in-depth case. I think it works really well for your team aspect. That kind of wraps up the general stuff. Like I said, I'll have a week one. You do have a week one what to do each week. So that kind of helps you out as to what's going on. Okay, gives you a little bit of an overview. But I'm going to go ahead and probably post a weekly video as well, just to kind of give you an overview more about content. I'll give you a quick overview about what to do, and then we'll talk about chapter 3 a little bit, and the PowerPoints, and then the Hartman article for this week. So we'll go ahead. I'm interested in seeing what you guys say about yourself. I've actually posted my more extensive bio up here for you guys to take a look at. So your bios definitely should include something along the lines of, where you're at, what your goals are, whether you're coming out of the undergrad program or you're coming back to school, and whether this is your first course or not, because that helps us out a little bit as we go along. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. The best way to do it is we'll go back over here to home. If you need to reach me at all, the best is through email. Okay. My contact information is here. If you would like to call me, you can. That is my office phone. I'm on campus definitely Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, pretty much all day. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will be online the majority of Tuesday. As you can see, most of your deadlines are due on Monday evening, so I'll be spending Tuesday grading. I also spend a decent amount of time online on Thursday, and definitely mostly on Friday, because I'll be working on discussions, not only in your class, but in international business class I'm teaching as well. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to working with you throughout the course.